Well, I'm at the ballpark here. We're here in Sheffield, Ohio. You're not going to turn to. There's a little tournament. It's pretty cool. There's a senior league playing here on this field, and then way over there is where Ollie is going to. It's pretty cool. You know, the Ontario stuff. You get used to it because it's home. You get to know his teammates and even some of the teams that he plays against. But this is all brand new. I have no idea what this experience is going to be like. Ollie's excited. Even Ava's excited. You know, Ava's over there playing catch with them. And Ava never used to be, you know, Ava is extremely good at writing and drawing, and you know, she's better at sports. She plays gymnastics. You know, she does gymnastics, but has never really shown an affinity, a care at all towards baseball. She's over there having a catch with Ollie, warming him up for his 2:00 game. We're actually well over an hour early, which lets me finish up my videos and watch some of the baseball that's going on and watch them playing here. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. It's about 20 degrees already, and it's just past noon now. So I want to get to the 4-year-olds. I want to run through those for you. Atlas Hanover, Jason said, is ready to rock. He said he trained him the other day very hard, and he said he was awesome. So he's ready to go. Atlas Hanover's ready to start the rest of his 4-year-old campaign. Give him a little rest and start him back. Dustin Hanover, we sold him the other day. You know, I told everybody at the start of the season, hopefully we can get him through his 4-year-old season and hide him around a bit. But, you know, when you look at Northfield's, not a ton of places to race Dustin right now. 3 classes of that race the other day. Of the 3 of them, his was the easiest. He was a beaten second. He raced okay, but he was a beaten second, and it just seemed like it was time. You know, we have so many horses right now. We have to focus on who's doing what right now. Who's going to be able to move forward. You know, you look at a horse like a weird position we're in with Era of Love. If she wins today, and I hope she does, in Kentucky, and John McDonald called me to say that his plane was delayed and he's not going to be able to get to Kentucky, and he was mad because it looks like Era of Love and a couple of the other horses he was down on look very good in the classes they're in. And if Era of Love wins today, we don't have anywhere to race her in Kentucky. Nowhere. Unless you want her to jump like 6 classes, which is not a cool situation to be in. So a horse like her, although she hasn't been with us very long, we may actually move her. And I just didn't foresee her running the gauntlet in Oak Grove. I thought she'd go down and do well right up until July 4th when they close. And then at that point, hey, maybe we take her to Ohio. Maybe we send her back to Indiana. Who knows? We'll see what she is. She's just done so well that she's raced herself right out of classes, and now she's either an open or backup class mare, which I don't think she is just yet. Now, I guess we'll see how she races today, but a nice horse, but finds herself in a tough spot for us. So whether it's Dustin Hanover, who we just couldn't hang on to any longer, I think it was time to go, and that was a more than fair price for him. I told Jason before, we can't possibly sell him for less than $21,000. I told everybody 19 to 21, but as the day went on, it just became clear to me there were so many options. There were still options for this guy, but as a claimer, as a condition claimer, and that price would put him around $18,000 or $19,000. And you know, and he just, I wasn't going to give him away, right? I wasn't going to give the horse away for less than that. We got paid fair market value for him, and we ended up turning him over. So Dustin Hanover's left us. Good luck to him. I think he's heading to Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. So good luck to him out in Illinois. Era of Love, same thing. I just talked to you about her, what we're going to do. I don't know where everything's going to end up with her, but for right now, good luck to everybody in Oak Grove this afternoon. HL Blue, Mark said, is ready to school and qualify now, so he's ready to go. Very, very happy with HL Blue. I know that Mark is taking his time. He's done so right by the horse, and he's got so much talent. I just hope that it all works out, because you know you always want to see when somebody puts so much time into a horse. You always want to see them come forward. What are you doing, babe?
Ollie said he didn't want to play around to get set up.
Okay, let him get his uniform on, and then I'll hit some balls to him. Tell him, keep your glove. I'll hit some balls to you and Ollie in front of that screen right there. What's wrong? What happened?
You hit me in the face. You hit me in the face with a fastball.
Thankfully, he hit you in the face. Okay, you going over there. Tell him I'll be over to hit him some balls in a minute, okay? So, So yeah, HL Blue. I hope it works out well for HL Blue. in the near future. How the hell? Got him back, man. He's sound. Horse is sound as a dollar. I'm very happy with his qualifiers. They're hard to gauge because we did all that galloping. We don't really know where he was at speed-wise. I thought the qualifier was good. I thought he had a lot more in the tank in the qualifier. The problem is that the hobbles were too tight on him. I suspect over the next couple of starts we'll be able to get them back off of him. I feel his confidence growing. He makes a little noise if you grab him. You just got to watch how you drive the horse, and I was happy with it with him the other day. As is, we can find a spot for him. If we can coax him back down into 55, 56 range, then the sky's the limit for this guy. So we'll see what happens with How the Hell. Haunted House in Saratoga. Actually, he's in Plainridge on Monday. I was talking to Mark briefly yesterday. He said he's in a real good spot in Plainridge. I Forbid You. Got to look at her yesterday. She looks good. In the barn. We're probably going to school her Thursday. Get a look at her, where we're going to race her. You'll see her race the week after. A lot of stealing in this league, this senior league. You see, everybody that's got a single ended up on second. Oh, it changed their picture too. So I Forbid You. We'll see. I'll know more about her on Thursday. J.K. Mickey Mantle. A lot of people asking. You said J.K. Mickey Mantle was close, and now he's not. He gets sick for a week. He was spiking in temperature and coughing pretty good for a week. So Harry just took his time with him, and you know what Harry's like. He's very old school. When it came to this horse and what he was going to do, he was ready to school. Then he said he gets sick. He gave him a week. It's going to take a couple more weeks, so I suspect he'll school next week, I would imagine, but very, very close. JK Victory canceled. We can't win for losing. Cancellation because of a hydro failure just before he raced on. I think that's what they said, just before he raced the other night. So he'll be back at it next week, I guess. Looks like money. I get the feeling Harry believes this is a real special horse, like really special. And I'm interested to see what he's going to look like. His qualifier was good. I got a real good look at it. But at the time, I was a little interrupted because I was infuriated with White Tiger making the break at the time. So I didn't get a real good look at him. I just got a look at him briefly, and I thought he looked good. Red Overbach, we also sold him. So this will be the last mention of him and Dustin this week. I would think the low end of a fair market value, but nevertheless, I figured in a 25 claimer, his claiming tag was 30, so somewhere between 25 and 30 was fair. We get 26, so the low end of fair market value, I think, for Red Overbach. Where are we at now? Renegade Gypsy is in to go this week. Of course he drew the 10 hole. Why wouldn't he draw the 10 hole? So he's going to get another easy trip this week, and then we'll hopefully spark him back up. Resolute Bay is in to go this week also. I see he's down in class, so hopefully he'll do some damage. I can't really remember what class he was in. I just think he was down a little bit. Stonebridge Chicati, differential was flipped on him. The white count was a little bit high, and I didn't get to speak specifically with Mike, but he said there was a lot going on in his blood, so I think AST may have been there also. I don't know, but more than enough reason for him to be a little flat the other day. Lots of fluids into him and maybe some antibiotics, and I think Chicati will bounce back now. I drew the 9 hole again. This horse sucks out of the 9 hole. This is a tough spot. I don't mean the horse sucks. He's not as good out of the 9 hole. He likes to be up. You can float him up out of the gate. 5, 6, even 7 is awesome. 1, 2, 9. Oh my God. So 9 hole again for Stonebridge Chicati. 3-point Blue Chip is back jogging, as I've told everybody. Probably won't get much of an update from him again now for a month, as they put a month of work into him. Probably be 2 months of jogging, I would imagine. Unbeatable Kemp. I jogged Unbeatable Kemp before I left for this weekend with the kids. I thought he looked really good. They're swimming and jogging him. As I said to Dominic, I just don't know if being on the walker and intermittent swimming was enough to put a consistent workload into this horse. I just think he needs a little more work. And I know we don't want to stray into a situation where he's starting to get sore from the work, but he needs to work. So I need to cement some sort of consistency with Unbeatable Kemp. He tied up a little bit the other day. We can mitigate all the stuff that was found problematic in his blood, but at the end of the day, we need to put some work into Unbeatable Kemp. So he's going to miss this week. He'll be back next Monday. I suspect you're going to see flashes of the old Kemp back next week, I would wager. World for Two in a real tight spot with this guy. He just can't find a proper class. I don't think he's going to get around a half, but he can't race in the non-winners class at the Meadows. The claimer's just too little for what he's worth. There isn't a whole lot for him in Kentucky. They went in 51 last week. The problem with Scioto is they've got so many entries per box, they've now resorted to Ohio, owned, and sired. So that means every week we're not going to get in consistently with World for Two, which is a real problem. That's how he ended up in the Meadows the other day, and that's how he may end up at Northfield Park next week. I'm not a huge fan of Northfield Park. Stacy swears he'll get around Northfield. Now, the one thing I will say about Northfield Park, it's not your typical half. Horses that don't get around generally don't get around halves, always get around Northfield Park. So I would never say never. It would not be my first option, but when I look at the playing field as is right now, I mean, we could put them up for sale. That's a possibility too. Plain Ridge is where we have Oakwood Cowboy and Hunted House, and both of them would kill World for Two just yet. So maybe when they move out, hopefully he can move. I don't know. It's just a tough spot to be in with World for Two. So the next week or two, we're going to be looking for a spot for him. And quite frankly, as I say it, I don't know what's available in Indiana either. Not a lot of hydro by the sounds of things. Jeepers. Yo Mister was great the other day, second in 53. I see some people selling shares. I can't for the life of me figure out why you'd want to sell this horse. He is undoubtedly going to get better as we race him. He's a 4-year-old, a lightly raced 4-year-old that's already trotted in 53, continues to improve and get better. I just think he's got a really...
Dad,
put those socks together.
Can you pass me all these cleats?
Where are they at?
They should be back there.
They're right here, yeah. You mean the cleats that he was supposed to have with him? Those cleats? Yeah. There's one. You can go find the other one in the back. He's got to take the sticker off there, too. So where are we at? Yo, Mister, yeah, I just can't for the life of me figure out why anybody would be wanting to sell this guy, but to each his own, I guess. I think Yo Mister is going to be a really, really nice horse for us. Really happy with him and what he has been able to accomplish and what he hopefully will accomplish in the future. Wait, where are you going?
I look back there.
Listen, I told you about your looking. Open the back door over the...
Oh, there it is.
There. These kids, honest to God. So Yo Mister was great the other day, and I just think he's going to be a really, really, really good horse as we get through the 4-year-old season again into the 5-year-old season. This horse could be any kind of horse. One thing's for certain, he is going to be a top performer, I think, the rest of the year, bouncing around Scioto, Indiana, and those types of places. Okay, Locatelli, we're into the 5-year-olds now. Locatelli was good. He's various forms of awesome to really good to kind of good whenever, but he's still a very, very good horse. He's still a track record holder at Mohawk. Locatelli is going to have a bright future, and I think he's smart enough to take care of himself, and he's always going to put forth a decent effort. No free lunch. Harry had him ready to go, had trained him in 210 2 weeks ago. That's why I kept saying he's got school. He said he knuckled over on the trot on the track and whacked his ankle, and it just blew up a little bit. He's fine now. He said he's back going, but it did cost him 2 weeks, so he'll be back soon. Oakwood Cowboy was the winner the other day. Now, Mark also told me he's in with a stone cold killer in Plain Ridge on Monday. He said there's one in there that can pace 49 right now. He said good news is he should be the second best, but the bad news is he did catch a killer. So listen, they go for 17.5. It's not the end of the world. We'll see how he's still got to go. They're not going to give us the money. He's still got to finish second or try and beat this horse. So we'll see how Monday plays out for Oakwood Cowboy. How did I jump over Hunted House? Where did I miss this guy? How the hell? Hunted House. I forbid you. I think I jumped over Hunted House. Hunted House is in a good spot. Mark said he was really happy with the way he trained this week. So interested to see how him and Oakwood Cowboy race on Monday. This thing keeps shutting off. I could just throw it out the window. So so Oakwood Cowboy, Hunted House made their way to New York, and now they're in Plain Ridge on Monday. Stay Close is buried, and I mean buried on, I just tripped and fell. And I mean buried on Monday. Tough spot for him to be in. I was really, really disappointed that instead of letting him in the non-winners of 14,000, where he would have been 5 or 6 to 1, they decided to put him in the non-winners of 28,000. I can see why they did it. They filled that class with Stay Close so that they could fill a shorter free-for-all or open and a preferred 2 type deal, but at the expense of Stay Close, and I never liked that. And as I said to Dominic, I'm going to draw the horse's blood this week. And if, shocking, another steal. I'm going to draw the horse's blood this week. And if they try that again, I'll just scratch him. And he'll go race in Pennsylvania or Indiana or Plain Ridge or somewhere. But it will not be in with Locatelli at Mohawk. I can guarantee you that. Kings County qualified once the other day. They said the qualifier was great. He'll re-qualify this week and then be ready to go. White Tiger. It's enough. Run for no reason the other day. I tried to keep him out of harm's way, and he ended up rolling off on me anyway, which made me look bad for coming out of the 2-hole, which made me even twice as infuriated with him. So White Tiger, I said to Dominic, I said, there's only one change he needs. Don't ever list me on the horse again. Just you and James can take care of White Tiger. I got enough horses I have to worry about that are trying to get to the races, want to race. I'm not going to worry about the ones that try to pull the wool over your eyes every so often. So White Tiger did infuriate me. I still got a little bitterness over it. Still a little angry over it. But horse still did trot 56, come 27, pretty easy. Whether that's put the hobbles on him for a few starts or what. Dominic was right. I should have qualified the horse with the hobbles on and just taken them off from his first start. That was stupid on my part and probably what should take place. Nice play, but he was safe. It was a big play. Good job. So White Tiger will qualify again on Friday. Patrick DePron will likely miss a week, I would imagine. I think the plan, Mark said, was to draw his blood Monday morning. If they were happy with his GGT, which I can't imagine they would be, then he would be in to go on Thursday. But we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out this week. Per Lucky is in tomorrow. I love this horse. He's just such a nice horse. Took a dive off Dippers in today. Very nice horse also. Good luck to Jane and Eric and everybody with him. And Sintra, I would say a tiny bit flat last night, maybe, but the horse still raced great. You know, 4th beat length and 52 on a frigid cold night. There's Ollie. Yeah, coming right now. And continues to race good, but I would say he's a little bit on the flat side. Not the end of the world. Long year for our boy Sintra. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I've just made up my mind. I'm going to talk about the 2-year-olds on the way home. First, I'm going to warm Ollie up, hit him some ground balls, and watch some of the baseball here, and take in what appears to be an awesome day in Ohio. Take care.